Hello, everybody. My name is Prince Boss, and welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Last time, we finally got Miss Brett to admit her guilt in the murder trial of Dr. John H. Wilson. However, there was a caveat. Due to her being not of Japanese descent or having any Japanese nationality, she cannot be tried in the Japanese Empire, which unfortunately means that Dr. Wilson will not have justice, at least until she gets to Shanghai. Today we are going to be starting Case 2 of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, The Adventure of the Unbreakable Speckled Band. And as we can see from under the name title, we're going to be doing some investigation, so that should be good. Maybe we'll play as Ryunosuke again. I don't know, but we'll find out. Let us get started in The Great Ace Attorney. In 3, 2, 1. Let's hope I can remember the voices I gave characters. Ooh, we're on a ship. Okay.
In a corner of that small, dark room, Sholmes and I waited with bated breath. In time, there came from the ventilator a hiss and a soft, almost growl-like sound. Suddenly, Sholmes sprang into action, lashing furiously with his cane at a point in the darkness. "You see it, Wilson?" he yelled, his tense voice reverberating through the air. I raised my dark lantern's shutter, and the room slowly came into view. Sholmes was staring intently at one particular corner when he started whispering to me. The victim's most perplexing final words. The speckled band. "I believe this is the terrible coil to which you referred, Wilson." In front of us was an enormous adder, its fangs bared as it threatened to strike. It truly was the most terrible speckled band I had ever seen.
Alright. Interesting cutscene. 9th of January, 6:37 a.m. on board the steamship. Didn't read the name.
So then, let us unravel this mystery and discover what events led to this curious murder. Pray, do excuse me. The cabin door was bolted from the inside when the man was killed. No marks to suggest the bolt was tampered with in any way. So, this would appear to be a locked room mystery. In his final moments, the victim scrawled a message on the floor. Almost certainly with the ink from this upset bottle. A Russian word. So the victim was a Russian man then. And the letters are well formed, suggesting he was compos mentis at the time. This is a most extraordinary script. And evidently not penned by the same hand as this message. In fact, I deduce it was written by someone of a different nationality. This paper seal was placed just prior to the incident, by the victim himself, I would venture. Well, what have we here?
Who are you, and what do you think you're doing here?
No one must touch before maritime police come. We must wait!
Shh. That won't be necessary. You see, in less than 5 seconds from now, I will reveal the killer to you.
What? Don't be absurd. This is murder. And in cabin locked from inside.
Ah yes, the locked room. But that mystery is paper thin.
You don't mean the culprit is in there?
Who are you, and where have you come from?
I'm a great British consultant detective, the only one in the world. Sherlock Sholmes. I presume you must have heard of me.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are we on trial again? Ugh, my head is throbbing. What's going on? Something's not right here. There's trouble in the air. Wait, I can't move. You've gotta be fucking... Alright, bro. You're joshing me right now. We're under arrest again? Oh my god. Ugh, what the... Why am I in handcuffs? So you wake up now, hmm? Oh, Tim, my bad. We had to drag you out of the wardrobe. I do not believe how you could not wake up. You are a true cold-blooded man. You found me then. We found you. And now you pay, criminal. How long are you hiding in the tiny wardrobe, sorry. Now you have been found. It is time to admit your crimes. Unless you want to find out how cold the ocean is. No! I'll tell you everything. There's only one thing I'd like to know from you. Is that... Oh, it was her. Isn't that... Might be. It's the girl again. Why did you do it? Why did you take his life? Mr. Sato! Wait, what did you just say? Take his life? Where is he? Where's Kazuma? Kazuma's dead, isn't he? He's fucking dead. I'm going to scream. Huh! You pretend you do not know? You are a wolf in a sheep's belt. You are the killer. Don't try to make excuses. What? Kazuma-sama's body was discovered not too long ago. Fuck! No! The best voice I gave to the characters in this game is dead? No! And the second case, too! I'm angry. Here, in this very cabin, that was bolted shut from the inside. His body? Please, do not try to tell us you were doing this terrible thing in your sleep. Kazuma's dead? But he can't be. These handcuffs. Surely you don't think I have to know. Why did you take Kazuma-sama's life? Answer me, please! I didn't fucking do it! No. No! Kazuma! It was just 2 short weeks ago. Are you sure about this? Won't we get in trouble? Don't you find it fun being a stowaway? Besides, how else could you come to England with me to study? It was really something else when they brought your luggage in here earlier, though. The way that Russian crewman just tossed your traveling case on the floor. I thought I was going to die. Yes, I still can't quite believe that. I really didn't think you'd be able to fit inside my trunk. You must be even less of a man than you look. Okay, Kazuma. Hey! Honestly, I thought I'd broken every bone in my body. Well, it's about 50 days until we dock in Great Britain. But if you confine yourself in my cabin here, I don't expect anyone will discover you. I hope not. I get the feeling those Russians wouldn't be very forgiving of a stowaway. They're a sturdy bunch, that's for sure. What I want to know is, why do we need to keep it a secret from the young lady? From our faithful judicial assistant, Miko Toba, you mean? From your close friend, more to the point. Surely we could confide in her, couldn't we? I don't believe she'd give me away. No, but if she knew what we'd done, that would make her guilty by association. It's best that only you and I know about this. I suppose so. Anyway, it's about that time that the steward is supposed to come and clean the cabin. I know it's cramped, but you better get in there. I think it won't be for long. And anyway, compared to hiding inside my traveling case, it'd be a breeze. Yes, but what if the steward decides to open the wardrobe for some reason? Then I'll be in for it. Stop worrying. I'll tell you what, why don't you write "keep out" or something on this piece of paper? What? Then I can just stick it on the wardrobe doors once you're inside. I don't know. We've only been at sea for about 15 days. How can this have happened? We were supposed to be going on this adventure to England together. So we were on here illegally. Got it. We leave you on next port. Stay quiet until then. Don't make more trouble for yourself. Murderer. Not again. No, I'm not a murderer. You said before. You said you admit everything about your crimes. No, that's not right. I mean, yes, I did stow away on the ship, but murdering my best friend? No one else could have done it. Admit the truth. Sasato-san? Please, tell me what happened. I need to know. Very well. But there is something I would like to ask of you, too. Those eyes. She looks like she's ready to destroy me. This nightmare is getting worse by the minute. I suppose all I can do is try to find out what really happened. His death. He really has been killed, hasn't he? This isn't just a bad dream. And these handcuffs. They think I did it? They think I'm Kazuma's killer? When they found him, the cabin was locked from the inside. What do you mean? There's no access to the cabin via a porthole window, and the bolt on the door can't be operated from outside. In other words, after the crime, the culprit couldn't have escaped these four walls. What? Or to put it another way, the culprit can only have been somebody inside this cabin. Or do you have some other explanation? This is impossible. How did he die then? What happened exactly? Are you still going to deny the charge, even despite the circumstances? Bitch, I was falsely accused last time! Please, Sasato-san, you have to tell me. The cause of death is still undetermined. They don't know how he died? The ship's doctor is examining the body, but of course, he has no post-mortem analysis experience. I don't suppose we shall learn more until an expert has been consulted at our next port of call. But presumably that means there were no obvious external signs of injury then. That's true, yes. Alright, tell me about the incident. Can't anyone tell me what actually happened here in this cabin? I don't understand it. Why would anyone want to kill Kazuma? Presumably that's something you know the answer to better than anyone. Please! Whatever you say, you were here in the cabin after all. Well, yes, I was, but... He would always wake before dawn and do his training first thing in the morning. I was waiting outside his cabin, as I have every day so far in this voyage. But this morning, he did not come. I could sense that he wouldn't. Does that mean he was already dead when Sasato-san arrived at this cabin door, I wonder? I knocked, but there was no reply. Then I started to become worried, so I went to find a member of the crew. The crewman forced the cabin door open, and when we managed to get inside... there was Kazuma-sama collapsed on the floor. He doesn't know Russian, though, right? So it can only be one of the Russian people on this ship. And the white tape there now shows exactly where he was found, I suppose. I had no idea anything had happened. I must have been asleep in the wardrobe somehow. I wish it wasn't the case, but that's just very hard to believe. This is all very hard to believe for me too, trust me. Now I've told you everything that I know. So it's my turn to ask you a question. Yes, alright. My head feels so heavy. It's still throbbing like anything. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. How am I here? Yeah, that's a good question. Why are you even on board this ship, Naruhodo-san? That's a very good question. Yeah. You said something before about being a stowaway, didn't you? Oh, yes. I'm afraid that's true. It's 2 weeks since we left Japan now, and I've been shut up in this cabin the entire time. I had no idea. But how could you have occupied Kazuma-sama's cabin for so long without him noticing? No, that would have been impossible, obviously. Yes, of course. Kazuma invited me. He wanted us to go to England together. He actually asked you? But why? I'm afraid I don't really know the reason myself. I don't understand. I don't understand either, Susato. Kazuma, why do you want this? What's the real reason? Why'd go to such extreme lengths to smuggle me to England with you? You didn't tell me. Oh, hello. It's an idea that's been on my mind ever since the end of that incredible trial. I think I told you then, didn't I? That you ought to become a lawyer yourself. Well, yes, you did say that, but I didn't think you were serious. You have a talent for it, I can assure you of that. But I've never really thought about becoming a lawyer. Well, that's something you can decide for yourself. London is at the spearhead of cultural development, the center of the world in many ways. There can't be any harm in seeing such an important place with your own eyes, can there? Well, no, definitely not. But on a personal level, if you were to become a lawyer, then what? Then what? Me and Ryunosuke were on the same level here. Then what? Nothing. Forget it. What? Okay. That's weird. Kazuma-sama he was always saying the same thing. That he wanted to change the Japanese legal system. Perhaps he thought that he could do that with you. Yes, maybe. But something's still bothering me a little. The look in his eyes then. It was darker than I've ever seen it before. Also, I don't know if you guys can see the screen flash, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you guys can. Susato-san? I'm sorry that we kept it a secret from you. My stowing away on this ship, I mean. If I knew Kazuma-sama, I expected he was trying to protect me, to avoid me becoming guilty by association. That's exactly right, yes. Word perfect, in fact. Last night. If you're not the culprit, then tell me. What happened last night here in this cabin? I'm the lawyer. I thought I was the one asking questions, but okay. I guess I'm the one being accused as well, so... Well, the thing is, I don't really remember. Kazuma brought me something to eat, just like he always did. And then I got myself into that wardrobe over there, just like I always did. After that, I... fell asleep. Well, yes. So deeply that you didn't even stir when Kazuma-sama was killed? Well, Yes. I know it sounds unbelievable, really, I do, but it's the truth. If only I'd woken up, then perhaps I wouldn't be in this predicament. And for some reason, my head's still throbbing like anything. Really? Is something wrong? Oh, no, it's... Please, forget it. Sato-san, you have to believe me, I didn't do it. I really don't want to doubt you. But the trouble is, there's no one else who could possibly have done this. Kazuma, I don't understand. Why did this have to happen? I can't take this. Don't try to go anywhere. You're the perpetrator of this crime. You can't leave. I can't allow that to happen. I'm sorry, but Kazuma was killed right under my nose here, and I didn't do anything to stop it. And now I'm supposed to just sit around, my hands tied, while whoever did this walks free? No, I can't allow that to happen. Well, what do you propose to do then? I'll be my own... I'm going to investigate. I'm going to find out exactly what happened here. I'm going to work out who took Kazuma's life, and how and why they did it. So I'm sorry, but you're going to have to excuse me. Hiya! Uh-oh. Ow. I got flipped. What the? That was a Susato takedown. Oh, okay. A Susato what? What short form is that? I'm going to need you to prove it. Sorry? Prove it? Yes, your innocence. I need evidence. But how am I supposed to... Have you forgotten already? What you achieved just a few weeks ago. You successfully defended yourself in a court of law. Ah, I see. She's expecting me to present some conclusive evidence. Do I have anything on me? Ah, yes, the keep out. I have to get Susato-san to believe me. I'll show her some evidence right now that proves I'm not guilty of this awful crime.
Yes!
Oh no, we're back to the yes. Tell me, when I was discovered in the wardrobe before, was this piece of paper stuck over the doors? Can you, like, get up? Ryunosuke? Oh, yes, it was. I remember clearly. I thought so. Kazuma always put it in place whenever I went to sleep in there. Just in case the cabin steward or another crew member decided to look inside. So naturally, he did the same last night as well. Ah! Yes. Yes, of course. The gentleman who discovered you peeled that sign from the wardrobe doors before he opened them. But if I were truly the culprit, I couldn't have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on the outside of the doors on my own. Yes, that's quite true. In other words, it's impossible that I killed Kazuma. That's pretty... I mean, that's some sound logic. But at the same time, we've seen some weird-ass shit. Sato? Well, even if you are sprawled hopelessly on the floor. Okay. But you put me here! Right. Calm down. I can see why Kazuma-sama thought so highly of you. Thank you, Susato-san. Now, do you think perhaps you could help me out? Thank you. Well, in the light of that evidence, I don't see any reason why I should stop you from investigating in here, at least. Thank you! So you finally believe me. I'm sorry. No. Come on! What? I'm not sure yet. I can't rule out the possibility that she used some sort of conjuring trick to put the sign back in position. Conjuring trick? How old are you? How old are you? Susato, how old are you? Oh, well, you're 16. I guess. What does she think I am, a magician? For now, I suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible in here. I'll do the same. Alright, let's get to work, Sasato-san. Please don't misunderstand me. I still have my doubts. Oh. I shall be watching you, to make sure you do nothing that might disturb the crime scene. I wouldn't want you using your conjuring tricks to destroy evidence, for example. Right. Well, anyway, I should make a start on investigating in here. Examine everything I can. Kazuma, I swear, I will avenge your death. Okay. Well, I guess we can examine. Alright. I guess we can examine the ink.
That's a very large traveling case, isn't it?
Yes, it carries a lot of memories for me.
Memories? What do you mean?
Well, that's actually how I stowed away on this vessel. I was brought on board inside that case.
Ah, yes, I see it says "this way up" in Japanese.
Which, in hindsight, I should have realized the foreign crewman wouldn't be able to read. I was turned over and over and over, and then I was tossed on the floor in here.
Oh dear, being a stowaway isn't as romantic as it sounds.
Well, it was less painful than a Sasato takedown.
Oh dear, that won't do.
Oh, what's the matter, Sasato-san?
Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused I forget to look around properly.
Yes, that's not good.
I don't suppose you're as foolish as me in that regard, are you, Naruhodo-san?
Yeah.
I'm sure you're careful to look around using B&M.
No, B&M? What?
Now, let's investigate all corners of this cabin.
Yes, let's do that. Exactly what I was actually going to say. I suppose my field of vision has been rather small until now. Okay. I've investigated thoroughly, but I can't find anything out of place. Oh, well. Thought we were going to investigate the ink. I guess we can investigate this. What's going on here? What do you think this is? It looks like a broken piece of glassware. Whatever the thing is, it appears to have broken clean in two.
The glass is such a beautiful color. It looks like a cute little Natsuki fastener from a kimono outfit.
I'm not sure that sounds like Kazuma. He wouldn't have secretly carried a cute little trinket like this around with him, would he?
And the mark beside it. What is it, I wonder? It has a sort of brick-like hue.
Yeah, you're right. It's the color of brick, isn't it? Even though I don't see anything of the same color anywhere else in the cabin. What's this? The books have fallen over on the shelf. Look, they're all toppled the same way.
And what's this? A statue of some god of the sea, although he's fallen over as well.
Yes, it's almost as if the whole shelf has been ransacked and everything mown down at once.
I wonder if perhaps it was Kazuma-sama doing his morning sword training, do you?
I seriously doubt it.
Then perhaps it was you, Naruhodo-san, in a fit of rage.
I wouldn't have bothered leaving the wardrobe just to mess up a few books and a statue. Could the way these things have been thrown about have anything to do with the case, I wonder?
Well, I'll just set everything straight again. I don't like seeing a mess.
Well, I guess that's neat. Nice. What's this? Segi. Is that Segi? I don't know Japanese. The Japanese word for justice. The brush strokes are straight and true, just like Kazuma.
Yes, his calligraphy always was a reflection of his heart. Yet can you really look at those characters without feeling shame, knowing who draw them so thoughtfully? I didn't do it! Of course I can! I mean, I'm innocent, so why shouldn't I be able to? Even though you stowed away on this ship. That's true. Now you're gonna bring that up, aren't you? I can't win. I'm not gonna talk to you. Listen, that's my dinner from last night. A roast chicken. It was really tasty. Yes, it was very delicious, wasn't it? But did you eat it on the floor here? I'm not a dog, Susato-san. I ate at the table, of course. Which begs the question of when and how the plate ended up on the floor. But Kazuma-sama didn't like chicken at all, did he? No, that's right. So he didn't touch it. Which meant all the more for me. Oh no, does that mean poor Kazuma-sama spent his last night on Earth with an empty belly? It's just so horrible. Now I suddenly have a guilty conscience and an achy stomach. Well, this sword. That's Kazuma-sama's precious sword. He never went anywhere without it. Yes, that's what he's always saying, that a Japanese man's katana is his soul. I believe he had to work very hard to convince the government to allow him to bring it on this trip. I suppose that shows just how important it was to him. And now he's gone. But I'm not ready to let his spirit go just yet. Fucking Sato! I didn't do it! What's going on here? There's nothing on this table at all. The plate and cutlery are all over the floor for some reason. Yes, it's strange. Last night when I went to sleep, I'm sure everything was still... No, wait a minute. What is it? That's funny. I can't seem to remember anything about what happened after dinner at all. Was there sleeping stuff in the food? And when I went to sleep, I had this headache, but it was meant for Kazuma. Son of a bitch. That's probably what happened. So then perhaps you are responsible for what happened to Kazuma-sama. No! Ugh. Did Kazuma write that before he died? It looks like it's written in ink. He must have knocked the ink pot from the desk when he collapsed on the floor. Then I suppose he wrote this message by dipping his finger in the spillage. Poor Kazuma-sama. No doubt he was in terrible pain. It's almost unbearable to imagine it. I suppose he was trying to leave some kind of a clue in his final moments. Was he? I'm sorry, partner, but I can't read your writing. I don't think that's Japanese, Naruhodo-san. What? Then what language is it? It pains me to admit it, but I don't know. It's not a foreign script I'm familiar with. What does it mean, I wonder? That's a good question. I have no idea. This is where dear Kazuma-sama would have sat whenever he was writing. London Diary. Poor Kazuma, he didn't even make it to his destination. It looks as though his last entry is incomplete. Which means, what? Is he in the middle of writing it when the incident happened? Let's see what it says. It could be a valuable clue. Hiya! Oh, come on, Susato. I just want to read it. That's out of the question. What? Kazuma-sama may have departed this world, but you must not read his private thoughts. But what if it's something important? Something relevant to the case? Alright, I won't read it. I'll read it when you're gone. Poor Kazuma-sama. I don't like prying into people's personal matters either. But in this case, it isn't the need for clues. But isn't the need for clues more important? Okay, well, We're not going anywhere with that, I see. What's this? Is that the dinner menu? Oh, warning. These are the rules of passage for travel aboard the SS Burya. It's essentially a list of requests from the captain to all passengers on board. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden, so the sword counts as a dangerous object. What? Why are you staring at me?
Oh, sorry. I was just thinking. Are you more of a dangerous object or a pet?
Sasato!
I can't decide.
Well, one thing's for sure. Either way, I wasn't supposed to be in here. Okay, Sasato, 15-year-old. I don't give a shit if you're 15.
It's 2 weeks since we
Oh my god, I can't fucking read.
It's 2 weeks since we set sail from Japan. Have you really been living in that wardrobe the entire time, Naruhodo-san?
I think it's living. I think living isn't quite the right description.
Oh, no, I suppose not. Although it must have been rather exciting making this voyage on your own secret hideout.
The trouble was, I never knew when a member of the crew might come in. So yes, I did basically have to live in the wardrobe. And last night was no exception.
But because of that, you had no idea what was happening out here in the cabin.
No, sadly not. Just fucking believe me!
Yes, it's a bell cord contraption, I think.
What do you mean, contraption?
I read about it in a book I was studying that talked about life in Great Britain. Large households often have bell cords like this, which you can pull to ring a bell to summon servants.
Really? That sounds almost magical. Shall we give it a little try?
Yes! In the interest of cultural research, obviously. I suppose nobody comes for lowly Japanese people.
No, I'm sure it's just that everyone is busy, that's all. Oh, what's this?
I think that's some kind of opening for a ventilator.
Oh, hold up. Was there some sort of knockout gas? Was I right about the knockout stuff? Not in the food?
A hole through which fresh air can circulate into a cabin.
Isn't that a little odd?
What do you mean?
Well, this ventilator, if it's what it is, looks like it must be connected to the next door cabin.
Yes, it would appear to, you're right.
But if its purpose is to allow fresh air into the room, surely it would be connected to the outside.
That's true. Perhaps it's so that Rainy and Spray doesn't find their way in when the seas are rough or something like that.
I suppose. Maybe that's it. What the fuck are you doing? Who's that? He wasn't there a minute ago. Why is he sitting there like an SCP? What the fuck? As far as I can tell, it looks like he might be European.
Oh, how did he...
No, I skipped the line! I was looking down, I didn't know. No, stop clicking!
Naruhodo-san, don't tell me. Do you really not know who that is?
Well, no, I don't have any foreign friends or acquaintances at all. He doesn't look like a member of the crew. There's something very unusual about him. He's investigating Kazuma's desk, or is he just playing on it? I can't tell.
Well, in that case, we simply must talk with him.
Am I just imagining it, or does Sasato-san look almost uncontrollably excited?
By the way, I expect that you've noticed already, but just in case, if you press space on people when they're in the crosshairs, you can converse with them.
Oh, I didn't know that. Alright then, I'll get that suspiciously tall gentleman in my sights to see what he has to say for himself.
Oh, please do.
Excuse me? I think we'll use this entire video to examine this room, because, my computer is slowly dying, and, I'm at my aunt's house, and, well, I'm kind of trapped in this other room, and I don't know when they're gonna be back, so I kind of want to get this video done quickly and get this out today, because, because I did say last episode that I'm gonna try to get these out every day. Excuse me, do you have a moment? Shush! This is a critical point in my investigation. I can't do a British accent. I can do an Australian one, mate. Maybe I should leave him alone. He seems a bit unfriendly.
Yes, perhaps that would be for the best.
Oh, hello. Okay, well. It skipped again!
Ah!
What exactly were you doing on Cosmo's desk just now? Ah, I see. Fascinating. Sorry? What do you see? Yuck, he's looking right through me. Oh yes, everything is clear now. The train of reasoning has run its course. My deductions have crystallized. You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive. Just recently returned, if I'm not mistaken. Afghanistan? What? No! I was not in Afghanistan! Sorry? What? And now, while venturing through foreign claims, you find yourself in a most troubling predicament. Ah, that's the voice I'm gonna go with now. Oh. Well, that's true, at least.
But how?
How the deuce did I know that, perhaps? It was really most elementary deduction, hardly worth explaining.
Have you perhaps managed to deduce anything else?
But of course, a great many things. There's no mystery, my dear madam. For example, you have fled your naive land of Russia, being, as you are, a merciless revolutionary. What? What? Whoa, 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 whoa! Calm yourself, no! You leave 16 victims of assassination in your wake, and now travel to England to blow up the Crystal Tower. What? And when the bereaved occupant of this very cabin discovered your identity, you ended his life too. Yes, I believe that summarizes the facts beautifully. No need to hide the truth now. Nothing deceives these eyes. What? What is this guy? What is going on? I am so confused. Just to be clear, you are talking about me, aren't you? Certainly I am. Do you see another in this cabin who fits the bill? A Russian assassin with 16 victims to his name. I don't even see one person who fits the bill! What? Sato?
So it's true. It was you who did this to Kazuma-sama.
No! What?
And you're plotting a revolution too. It's a shameful behavior now, Hodo-san. Absolutely wicked.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my god. No. Listen, there's no way I...
Yeah!
Oh my fucking Jesus Christ!
Now explain yourself. Tell me everything.
This is ridiculous! I'm with you, I'm with you, Ryunosuke.
How could you do it?
For pity's sake, open your eyes. I'm not a Russian revolutionary, obviously.
Oh, forgive me.
And as for you, what kind of deduction was that? You were just saying the first thing that came into your head. But I was not right. But was I not right? Whilst venturing towards foreign claims, you do not find yourself in the most troubling predicament, do you not? Well, yes, maybe. Ha! There you have it, you see. What do you make of that, Well, to be honest, this ship is en route to England, and I'm in handcuffs at the scene of the murder. So, I'm not really sure you could call it deduction. It's more of plain observation. Indeed, an observation, my dear boy, is the basis of all deduction. My method is founded upon the observation of trifles, you see. I announce my findings in a brassy certitude. I can't read! And more often than not, I'm right. Ha. I don't think you introduced yourself. My apologies. How remiss of me. Thank you for taking off those dumbass goggles. I am none other than the greatest detective of the century, known to men and women the world over. The inimitable Sherlock Holmes.
So, it's really you, the actual Sherlock Holmes? Sherlock Holmes?
The very same, the imitable actual Sherlock Holmes. Do you know this man Sasato-san?
The most famous detective in the world? Naruhodo-san, of course I do. There's nobody who hasn't heard of him.
What planet have I been living on, then?
We must ask him what he's deduced. He will have worked out the entire case already, I'm sure.
Really? Why do I feel uneasy about this? Converse. The great detective. So, you're a great detective, are you? Sorry, what was your name again? Indeed, I am none other than the one and only Sherlock Holmes. Oh, I see. You're German. Airlock, was it? No, not air. I mean, I have hair. Please, call me Holmes. You can read all about my exploits in this exciting London publication.
Oh, yes. Rand's magazine.
Randist magazine.
Full of wonderful short stories and interesting articles from Great Britain. I never miss an issue. I have it sent from England especially.
Ah, yes, here it is. The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. So, you're the protagonist in the series of short stories, then?
Indeed, I am.
And you've read so many of your own stories, you've started to think you actually are a detective? Make no mistake, I'm not the poor, deluded fellow you take me for. Your inference is backwards. Backwards? My trusty biographer records my greatest detecting achievements and chronicles in the magazine. You have a biographer, do you? Doesn't everyone? Mine goes by the name of Dr. Wilson. Presently keeping shop in London. Dr. Wilson. I must say, thanks to that publication, I've been fascinatingly busy of late. Why, this very moment, I'm returning from Asia, having solved the mystery of the cursed royal crown. Really, I can't work out whether I should take this man seriously or not. Me too. Deduction, you see, is to me a science. Logical reasoning in its purest form.
A science?
Really. The astute observer notices even the most subtle of reactions in his subject. A furtive glance, a twitch of the muscle, a slight inclination in the posture. Fingernails, arm sleeves, furrows in the skin. All of these things are data. Right. And the trained logician makes deductions from this data in the blink of an eye. The ultimate conclusion is, without fail, the truth. As I demonstrated only a few short moments ago. How can he look at me in the eye and claim that? So you see, I have a turn, both for observation and for deduction and fame. That's what makes me the one and only Sherlock Holmes. Right. Uh-huh. Have you managed to deduce anything about this particular case yet? Have I managed to deduce anything? My dear fellow! Who do you suppose discovered the culprit in his most cunning hiding place? That's right. It was none other than the great detective before you now, Mr. Sherlock Holmes. I see. In other words, I'm in these now because of him.
When I became anxious about Kazuma-sama this morning, I summoned all the crew members to force the cabin door open.
And I concealed myself amongst these numbers, gaining entry to the scene of the crime. How can you hide among them? Yes, luckily for everyone, the great detective, Sherlock Holmes, was on board. And the handcuffs seemed to be an excellent fit, Mr. Naruhodo. The very moment I laid eyes on the scene, 2 facts were immediately apparent to me. Oh, really? 2 facts, you say? Oh. Mr. Sholmes, tell us, please, what 2 facts were apparent to you when you came into this cabin this morning? Ah, yes, but first, let us be precise. The 2 facts in question were immediately apparent to me. Yes, I understand, but what were they?
Allow me to
elucidate. The 2 facts that I deduced from a mere momentary glance at the scene of the crime were as follows. Number 1, the cabin was locked from within, rendering escape of the culprit out of the question. Number 2, the victim was Russian, and killed following a dispute with the acquaintance. The victim was not Russian. Hold on, Mr. Sholmes, who made you think the victim was Russian? Observe the dying message left by the victim on the floor. I can't read that. I don't know what that says in Russian. And that's the Russian word for wardrobe. Do you really think Kazuma-sama could have left a dying message in Russian? Oh, that's Sasada. Might be. In the final moments, many find their native tongue filling their head. For this young man, Russian. Kazuma was a Russian, was he? Initially, I considered Gardagov, the name of the killer. A certain Robert Gard, perhaps. What? But in the interest of thoroughness, I decided it would be wrong not to look inside the wardrobe there at least.
Where you found Mr. Naruhodo sleeping soundly.
Quite so, I found you, the renowned Russian revolutionary killer. I'm not Russian. Why is it that I'm Russian too? I observed that you were wearing the same attire as the victim. In other words, you were acquainted. And if my memory serves, that outfit is the traditional dress of the Russian people. What? No, what? I'm a school kid!
Our school uniforms are the traditional dress of the Russian people? I had no idea.
And I had no idea a detective could get something so wrong. I took a photograph of the victim and the message, that I might analyze it for possible hidden details. Show me the fucking picture. Uh-huh. This
was taken... Oh, this is Sholmes.
God. This was taken immediately after the young man was discovered before the body was removed. Yes, Kazuma had already been taken away when I woke up. This is the first time I've actually seen him like this.
Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo?
Oh, yes, thank you. Can I ask you something, Mr. Sholmes? What, pray? You mentioned Russia before as well, didn't you? You know, when you said I was a fearsome revolutionary fleeing from Russia and all that. Ah, yes, the train of reasoning that led me to the truth. Would you mind explaining that train of reasoning to me, do you think? Don't know what that says. Certainly, if it interests you. How many times? I'm not Russian, and I don't speak Russian. Can we talk about your deduction before? The things that you concluded about me, I mean. The now famously accurate troubling predicament that you find yourself in? Actually, it was that the other details that we're more hoping to discuss. You know, the merciless Russian revolutionary and assassin of 16 part. Yes, the more sordid details. That was a fairly commonplace deduction. And we have this morning's paper. The main headline reads, that looks nothing like me. Revolutionary Wieland Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. What? This vessel made a port call at Shanghai yesterday, and last night the young Russian was murdered. Since when was Kazuma a Russian?
It sounds like Mr. Sholmes has concluded that he was Russian because of what Kazuma-sama wrote on the floor.
Yeah, he's a fucking dumbass, it seems. It was a simple act of reasoning to realize that the culprit of this crime was the same merciless revolutionary. One who would kill the very man who helped him to escape after his true identity was discovered. Yes, you. Wieland Bolshevik. No, how can it be me? No one will get anything like this man. Just look at his face. Well, you are a fearsome revolutionary after all. Therefore, you have no doubt learned the revolution. To revolutionize your appearance as well. Please. And I might add, your name does not appear on the ship's passenger list. Need I say more? Well, that's because I'm a stowaway.
What about the other details? The 16 victims of assassination and blowing up the Crystal Tower?
Yes. The journalist clearly interviewed the man and printed all those particularities. Peculiarities in the article. I can't frickin' read! The deeds of the man has perpetrated thus far, and those he is plotting. Yes, everything about this revolutionary Bolshevik was included. That can be no mistake.
Do revolutionaries usually agree to interviews with newspaper reporters, I wonder?
And what about the part where you said I was just returning from Afghanistan? Also quite clearly stated here in the article. Bolshevik was recently returning after a period of subversive activities in a war-torn region of Afghanistan. Where even is it anyway? This Afghanistan place. I know where it is. No, I know. Here, take the paper for yourself. As a little memento in this great deduction. Oh, thank you. I've absorbed all that is of interest with me within this pages, but I see no rubbish bin nearby. Alright. Need I say that I still look nothing like him, and I'm like 18 or 20 something? How old am I? How old am I? How old is Naruhodo? Okay, I guess I can't tell. But I'm like 23, around that age. Got it. And you may find the article on the back page of interest as well. On the back. Cast your eye over it sometime if the interest takes you, though you may need someone to interpret. It's always written in Russian. It's all written in Russian. I couldn't hope to read it. But I suppose it wouldn't hurt just to glance at the article. Maybe there's a picture or two. Why? What's on the back? Oh. This is interesting.
Have you found something relevant, Naruhodo-san?
Well, no, I found that it looked like it might be interesting.
I can't read a single word, I'm afraid.
No, nor can I. But look at this picture. Perhaps it's about a beautiful young Russian princess, do you think?
She is very pretty, isn't she? I suppose you enjoy articles like this, do you?
I don't know. I can't make any sense of it. I'm glad you've noticed this article. Allow me to give you a short summary of its contents. Oh, thank you. He pops everywhere, this Mr. Sholmes. It's about the disappearance of a young lady last night. Renowned prima ballerina of the Norovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. During a performance in Shanghai, the famous dancer was reported missing. She is, of course, the talented young Nikolina Pavlova. Why are Russian names so hard to remember? That's a good question. Maybe because they're so long. It would appear that the woman was in costume when she was found to be missing from a dressing room, wearing the diamond tiara you see pictured, which is worth some 20,000 rubles. Oh, how much is 20,000 rubles?
I have no idea, but I'm quite sure it must be an unbelievable sum of money.
Sasado-san's eyes were shining like diamonds themselves. The tiara is the property of the Norwich Ballet. It would seem the director is beside himself with worry. Yes, I'm not surprised. The company is most anxious to recover both Miss Pavlova and the valuable tiara. They've requested international assistance at all ports with sailings to Great Britain.
Could this be another case of a Russian fleeing his or her country?
It does seem to be the Russian thing to do.
I'm not even going to dignify that with a response, Mr. Naruhodo.
Alright. You got me there. That was kind of rude. Alright, doesn't seem like there's anything else to read on here, so... What were you just investigating? Before we started talking, you were examining Cosma's desk, weren't you? Cosma? Ah, yes, the victim.
Did you notice anything useful? Anything at all?
So you gonna say something about his diary? Observe for a moment the desktop of the victim. The diary... We see that the victim was engaged in penning some text. London diary. Cosmo's keeping notes of the trip. Ah, but... I don't think you should read his private writings. It could upset people. Tragic! And something you ought to perhaps elucidate before the act of reading. You mean you've read it already. It is my business to know what other people do not. Yes, I believe it or not, I know the smattering of Japanese. Oh, I see. Well, you're about to know what a Sasato takedown is. Sasato-san, aren't you gonna throw the detective with one of your trademark takedowns?
I'm sorry, Naruhodo-san. What on earth do you mean?
Life is so unfair. And anyway, to return to the matter at hand, namely this diary belongs to the victim. No duh. It would appear the final sentence is incomplete, as if the author were cut short. Tell me, what is the nature of the writing? Pray be precise as to details. Oh, but I thought you knew Japanese. A smattering, dear boy, a smattering! Sayonara, bonsai, mikato, nado. I trust you're suitably impressed. Ah. But this diary is littered with complicated-looking characters, of which I can read precisely none. So what was that all about showing off about before then?
If you would be so kind as to show me, I would be happy to read it to you, Mr. Sholmes.
I'm much obliged, my dear madam.
The final entry here in Cosmo-sama's diary consists of just 2 short sentences. The first reads, 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound.
A whistling sound? These are very deep waters. Pray, go on.
The second sentence reads, 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill.
A speckled band? What on earth does that mean?
I have no idea. I've never heard of that expression before.
The ventilator grill, you say. The man was presumably referring... to the lattice there on the wall, which connects to the adjoining cabin. Yes, the adjoining cabin. I see. I think after this I'm gonna wrap it up. Because my computer's about to die. So I believe I've given you enough to consider for the time at least.
Ah, do you have somewhere to go?
As it happens, the victim's writing in his diary have piqued my interest. The matter warrants further investigation, I believe. And if I'm still too long, the seasickness takes hold.
Oh, I suppose. You're thinking of investigating the cabin next door, which the ventilator connects to?
Great detectives are a curious breed. Our mind rebel. At stagnation, we crave mental exiliation. So yes, I intend to investigate. Hence, the truth will become clear soon enough. Do you think perhaps that we could go with you? No, that would be somewhat complicated. What? But why? A simple glance at your wrist should reveal the answer. Oh, geez. After all, you're the prime suspect in this matter. No. There's no point trying to turn it into a question. You're the one who decided I was the culprit in the first place. Whatever do you mean? I have no recollection of naming you as the culprit at any point. What? But you just said... Okay. You must be joking. You just said it only a moment ago. Dear me, you are clearly misguided. I would have no cause to say such a thing.
Well, actually, Mr. Sholmes, I did hear you say that too.
You're quite sure? Well, that's very strange. I wouldn't have said you had the face of a criminal, you know. Not really. So what? You were looking at my knees before? So what? Were you looking at my knees before? Some great detective you are. Well, anyway, that was then and this is now. What do you mean? What I mean, sir, is this. You are the culprit, and then you must play the part more convincingly. Roll over and accept your fate. No. Now he's just being plain rude. And off he goes, having just laughed in my face. His sense of humor is as twisted as his name.
Now, Hodo-san, why are you just standing there for? We must go and investigate the cabin next door as well.
Aren't you forgetting something? What about these? There's no way I can... Hi-ya! Okay.
After Kazuma-sama spent his dying moments struggling to leave us a clue, you're willing to give up? You're just gonna roll over and accept your fate?
As if you gave me any choice in the rolling over part. I think we still have some investigating to finish off in here first, don't we? Let's carry on examining what we can in this cabin while we wait for a chance to slip next door.
Good idea.
The situation doesn't look good for me, but there are still things I can do to help myself. And I owe it to Kazuma to do everything I can to find a way out of this, and bring the real culprit to justice. Alright, well, I think we're gonna leave it here. We're gonna finish up. Investigating the cabin where Kazuma was killed. Fuck! I really hated that Kazuma is dead. I hate it. I really do. So yeah, next time we're going to be finishing up. We're going to be heading over to the cabin next door, and we're going to be investigating there. And possibly Herlock Sholmes will not, laugh in our face again, but that probably will happen. Knowing Herlock Sholmes. So yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.